All right, everyone, welcome in. This is going to be a reading for January for all zodiac signs. So I'm going to do it a little differently this year just because it took me a long time to get the 2026 yearly forecasts out. And I haven't even started the January monthly reading. So I'm going to do something a little different just so I can get some information out for you all before it hits January. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a long video, but I'm going to do go through all the zodiac signs and do kind of a mini reading for January. So definitely, you know, there's a chapters kind of timeline down in the description, so you can like jump ahead and click on whatever zodiac sign that you're interested in getting information on. And I'm going to start with Capricorn and then end with Sagittarius. So I'm going to pull a couple oracles, and then I'm going to pull some tarot for everyone. So let's see what's going on for everyone in January. So we are kicking off 2026. Definitely with a bang. I'll be interested to see, because I felt like there was going to be a lot happening in January. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with Capricorn here. So Capricorn's January. We got indecision, deceit, and the thinking man. So yes, there's something that you are kind of, I feel like you're feeling a lot of indecision right now around multiple things or something specific in your life. I do feel like the deceit card, though, is more around you being in your own head. I feel like, you know, we're still have Neptune and Pisces, and that's kind of, we're closing out Neptune and Pisces right now. So that's still bringing up a little bit of disillusionment around things. So I do feel like you could be kind of lying to yourself a bit, or it's like you're not seeing things, again, you're not seeing things clearly. So you could be creating some stories, and that's what's kind of holding you back in a sense of uncertainty, because I feel like your soul feels the truth, but your head and your mind and the energy is kind of causing a little bit of distortion. But the thinking man, I do like this. I feel like the thinking man is referring to a male figure, person that is going to help you in some sort of way, make some decisions or give you some information that could bring some clarity. So this could be someone you know. This could be like, even it could be a random male figure that you watch a podcast and you get some information that helps give you new perspective, that you're like, oh, that's going to help you clear some in regards to what you're making a decision about. So you have the Judgment card, big energy there, and the High Priestess, oh my, and the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to keep going because wow. Capricorns, the Magician, the Fool, and the Devil. Oh yeah. Now I see why. I mean, this is huge. So I do feel like you're making a big decision. This isn't like small beans. This is like some big life-changing decision. So it kind of makes sense that you're kind of like, you want to make sure, right? I definitely feel like you hit a crossroads with this. Like, you have two cards representing a crossroads. Like this, you see her in the indecision card. She's at a crossroads, and she, you know, she's trying to figure out which way to go. And the Judgment card also refers to a crossroads but the Judgment card is like, okay, you got to act. Like, you can't keep sitting on the fence at the crossroads waiting. Like, this is forcing you to make a decision, that energy. I do feel like intuitively, you know, I just feel like something is deceiving you a little bit or just distorting your clarity, I feel. But you definitely know. And with the Ace of Wands, I do feel like something shifts in January where it's like, there's this, I've been referring to the Ace of Wands as like as an ignition, right? An energetic ignition point. And I feel like this is more representing internal, right? Because wands represent passion, our ideas, divine energy, or connection to the divine. So something really like lights off some sort of passion within you, and you get a lot of intuitive hits this month that really help you move forward, right? You are making a decision, and I feel like the decision you're making is going down the path, the new path, the one less traveled, and you're taking a risk here. But definitely I feel like your soul's calling you to do this. You definitely have a lot of power this month, Capricorns, with the Magician. I feel like if you're concerned that you don't have everything you need, like you don't have everything to maybe make this successful, or you're worried about it, the Magician is saying you have all the tools, you have the inspiration, you have the physical things you need, you have the heart, you have the intellect, or you have the plan, or whatever it is, to move forward. I think the only thing that's stopping you is your fears here with the Devil. So it's just overcoming these fears this month, and that's that deceit too. I feel like you're the one that's kind of creating some sort of distortion, that's bringing up some unnecessary fears. But I think you're going to face your fears, and you're going to be the fool and move forward anyways. So I like this for you guys. So this is some big stuff. Look at all this. All but one card is Major Arcana here. So January, there's some big life-changing event for you. And you're making a decision to really go in a whole new direction in some aspect of your life. So big stuff already kicking off for you Capricorns. All right, we're going to move on. All right, Aquarians. I turned some light on so we can see. So Aquarians for January. We got Man holding a coin. The 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. That's the throat chakra in the world. So there is something... the man holding the coin is referring to someone externally. There's a person that's going to offer something of value to you. This could be an offer of a promotion. This could be an offer of money, or someone offering to help you in some sort of physical way that's going to be of value to you. I do feel like this is a month that's really there's going to be a theme around communication for you and how you use your communication. There's something about finding power in your voice and saying, like, speaking what your thoughts are. Maybe it's ideas, maybe it's in regards to work, because you have the man holding the coin. It could be something about sharing your ideas or not holding back. I'm also getting, because the world, I feel like there is an opportunity here. There is some sort of new beginning that's being offered to you. The world's kind of like a realization of something that you've kind of been working towards, or it's kind of a reaching a culmination of something that's positive. Let's check with the tarot. So we have 2 of Wands, the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Sun. So I like this. If you see the 2 of Wands and the Hermit card, both people on the card are both looking to the future here. And the Hermit's more doing a lot of self-reflection, some inner kind of meditation, or it's like a period of just like taking some time out to really think. Maybe you've spent a lot of time in feeling more like you've been more, in solitude, or spending more time at home, not really doing much, because and there has been a reason for that. But I feel like there's also you thinking about, hey, what, like expanding your life in some sort of way in the future. Like, what do I want to see moving forward? How do I want to expand my life? Kind of moving out of your comfort zone And it's already starting in January for you. That was a theme that came up for 2026, is people really getting out of their comfort zone and really being forced to get out of their comfort zone. Because if you are being forced to get out of a comfort zone, it means that the comfort zone isn't serving you anymore. It's actually holding you back from expanding, from growing, from bringing in new things in your life. So, and then you have the King of Cups, which is kind of, again, doing a lot of self-reflection from an emotional standpoint. I think you're shifting out of, like, air signs, or, you know, again, air signs. Or, sorry, I was going to say Aquarians are air signs. So, you know, it's kind of getting out of your head. Maybe you tend to approach life more through your head and, like, logic and, like, what makes sense. But you're really moving towards just naturally this place of wanting to live more out of your heart space instead of just living out of, like, your belief systems or your mind, of what your mind is telling you of, like, how you should live your life and all these other things. And again, going back to your power, I feel like you're going to use your voice a lot more strongly this year. Like, you're not going to be holding back. You're going to be talking and expressing how you feel. And you're kind of like at a place, I feel too, where it's like, it doesn't, maybe you tended to worry about what people would think, or you don't want to hurt people's feelings. But now this year is a year of empowering you to really stand in your personal power. And then you have the Sun. So it's really, your focus is going to be what things that motivate you and drive you are all going to be about what makes me happy, what gives me excitement, what is my passion. So whatever it is that you're kind of sitting on or thinking of expanding, or a direction you're deciding to go in, I definitely feel like already life is asking you to really follow your passion and your bliss over money, or over what a job title or whatever it is, whether it's in relationship as well. So for some of you, if you are looking for a relationship, there could be someone coming in, this King of Cups, someone where there's a lot of deep connection here. And I think they're going to make you really happy. But there's this thinking of, like, do I want to expand out and date or look for love or be open to it? And I think the answer is yes for Aquarians here. All right. And that could also be this man holding a coin. Could be someone coming in from a love standpoint too. All right. So next is Pisces. Pisceans out there for January. Okay, so you got the yin yang card. This one wanted to come out, so I'm going to grab it. First chakra. So that's your root chakra here. And the third chakra, interesting. You got the sacral chakra. Actually, no, this is the, I don't know what it is lately. I cannot say my chakras, but this is your, the second is your sacral. So your third is kind of above. So you have the root, right, which is at the base, and then you have the sacral, which is kind of in your stomach, and then you have your third chakra, which is kind of your sternum area. So wow, there's a lot of obviously coming about around chakra energy here. So I definitely feel like there's some, and then you have yin and yang. So there's something about balancing. And there's something here where I do feel like maybe you need to look into some chakra alignments here. To me, there also could be potentially for some of you Pisceans out there, some either digestive or like kind of issues around your sternum or digestion, and then also with the root chakra. So that could revolve around like your reproductive organs, things of that nature. But I feel like there's some sort of block here. I'm feeling more in the root. And that really revolves around like how you express yourself and create in the world. But there is something about getting more in balance with your divine feminine and masculine energies here and creating more harmony in your life in January. But you can definitely ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Chamuel for any support or guidance this month, definitely, since they both came out. So we have some flyers here. So we have the Two of Wands, the Five of Cups. There is a decision this month, a decision that I feel like it's a hard decision. And I think you've been kind of waiting this out because this could be, if you do make a certain decision about potentially like ending something or walking away from something, I do feel like it's going to cause some sadness and grief for you. But I think you know that it's probably the best thing for you to do it. You've just been holding off on making this decision for some time. And you've just kind of been waiting it out. But I also feel what's interesting is the waiting it out has also been very emotionally kind of depressing for you because there hasn't been movement in your life. Like, so instead of like expanding and making moves and growing, you've kind of just been sitting on the fence waiting and just staying stuck in a situation, which has also been holding you back a lot, which is affecting you emotionally. Eight of Cups, totally. Yeah, this is about walking away from something. And Pisces, I feel like this has been a storyline for you for a while. I mean, most of 2025. So this makes sense that you've just been sitting, to me, for a long time on something, just waiting it out, waiting it out. And I do feel like you finally decide to walk away from this. It is going to be sad. There's going to be some feelings here around this, like about the loss of this. But I do feel like this is for your highest and best good. And now it makes sense that this, whatever the situation, has definitely been blocking you in your chakras. This situation also, there's a big imbalance here. The Magician. But I like this. But you have the power here. And you're really primed and ready. There's something too. There's like seeds you've been sowing in regards to something. And I feel like they're about to take off with the Magician. You've been really harnessing, putting energy into something that's really going to take off for you. And this situation is just holding you back. And I feel like it really hasn't taken off yet because of whatever this thing is that's holding you back. It could be a relationship. It could be a job you've been stuck in. It could be like a living situation that's been kind of holding you back. Let's see here. What's the Two of Wands, the decision about? Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups. Yeah, this is about, to me, a relationship, walking away from a relationship, because this is about being single again, which I think is going to be hard for you. But ultimately, this is the Wheel of Fortune comes out. So this ending is destined. Okay, so unfortunately, this relationship wasn't destined to be a forever relationship for you. So more than likely, it's obviously a karmic relationship or a trauma bond. But I feel like there's a lot of disappointment here. But you've also been really holding on to this. It does provide some sort of sense of comfort. Again, this is, I think I just told Aquarius about this, but it's about getting out of your comfort zone in 2026. And getting out of things where we've been holding on because it provides a false sense of security for us. And this is spot on for Pisces for the first month. So the ending of this is going to be kind of destined here. And I think it's really going to be put in your face that this is something you have to kind of walk away from. All right, Pisces, that's your January. All right, Aries, January. What's going on? Door to Spirit. Fourth chakra. Heart chakra here. Archangel Raphael. There's been a lot of chakra energy coming out this month already. Goddess of the Moon. Lots of feelings here. Lots of heart activations. Because of this heart activations, a lot of emotions you're feeling and going through right now. This is kind of spot on for, we have the full moon in Cancer. So depending on when you watch this, that was on the 3rd or 4th. I can't remember. So January 3rd or 4th. But I do feel like that did ignite something in you from a heart space. And it's like opening a door. This is like what it's doing. So this is all happening energetically, I feel, for you, Aries. But it's opening some sort of door that you've had closed, really blocked off. So definitely you've had your heart space really blocked off. But now something's like bursting it open. And now that it's actually open, now spirit and the frequency, the energy is starting to flow. And you've opened up to relieve some sort of emotional energy that you've had really repressed, I feel. So this is going to be an emotional month for you, but this had to happen, Aries, and this is going to be really good for you moving forward, especially when it comes to how you're feeling in your life and also your relationships. I am pulling one angel answer card for you, and you're getting a year from now. So I do feel it, but there's something going on for you. I feel like it's maybe a focus for you or something. If there was something that you were thinking of in your life, I do feel like it's going to happen by the end of the year. So let's get some tarot. So we have the Temperance card. Wow, look at all this like angelic divine energy coming in for you. So you could have some ancestors, you could have some angels and guides helping you a lot this month. I do feel like you're getting a lot of support for some reason. So you could be going through something emotional. Queen of Cups, yes. There you are coming up as the Queen of Cups. So that is the Queen of Emotions here. So you are, I feel like you finally are like surrendering to just some love, something with love or emotions, and you're kind of just letting it flow. Justice. Yeah, there's some sort of karma here that's coming to pass for you, or a karmic rebalancing, healing. Yep. So you are doing some big healing this month. There's something that's really going to trigger you to do some healing. And this is healing and integrating some sort of karmic thing from the past or ancestral or familial. But let's see, what are you healing? Yeah. Something with relationships and tying back to your home, like your sense of feeling home and safe and secure. This could be relationships in your past, but also this could be in regards to just like your relations in general. It could be family tied as well. So one more, Tower. Yeah, something's coming in fast. Like something just blows up your heart space. There's something what triggers this? Okay, so this could be a relationship. This could be someone finally, maybe they're putting their foot down with you, or someone's just finally like, maybe they ended the relationship, or they've really put some information in front of you that kind of blows up something. And this energy has been really stuck. You've been really stuck, or you've had a really blocked perspective of this situation or relationship or even life. But I feel like you've already been dragging your feet. Someone's been dragging their feet in some aspect of life, and there hasn't been a lot of progression. And I feel like finally someone kind of puts the hammer down on this, that like, we need to change this. All right, Aries. Big stuff for you this month. Wow. We already got some big stuff happening, and I've only done 4 of these. All right, Taurus. For you Tauruses out there, let's see what's going on for you. We have community, financial constraints, and 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. This also came out for Aries, so if you have Aries in your chart or are dealing with an Aries, I would watch the Aries one, which is right before you. A lot of chakra energy coming out. So I do feel like there's a lot of activations happening this month for everybody. It's going to trigger whatever this chakra that comes out for you. So this is the heart chakra. So definitely there's some activation in the heart space that's clearing any blocks. I also feel like it's opening up kind of like, well, of course, anything that's blocked, it's opening up for you to really harness the new energy coming in. This has to do with money and finances. So there is some sort of situation around money and connections here. This could be business. This could be friends, some sense of interactions in your community, your church. I don't know. It could be anything in regards to community or connections here, but there's definitely, it could just be general financial constraints that are really hitting ahead that you've been dealing with. I'm pulling one angel answer card as well. There's something better. Yeah. So if you've been contemplating or thinking about maybe investing in something or doing something with someone where it involves some sort of money or, doing something together, I'm kind of leaning towards this doesn't seem like a great decision, especially when there's something better. I probably wouldn't go and do this with someone, or if someone's asking you to donate, or I don't know. I just feel like it's not in your best interest. Something else that's just coming in for some of you who are single or dating, if you've met someone and you've been kind of lightly dating them, but I feel like money is a big factor that's creating incompatibility as well. So I feel like that's also saying there's something better for you. I just am saying like this is triggering your heart space, but I just, again, like maybe you met this person online or via friends, but I just feel like maybe that's what this is also bringing up. Let's get the tarot and see what else comes up. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Magician has been coming out a lot, and the Three of Cups. And because I see the Queen of Pentacles, I'm going to grab her. So yeah, there's definitely something about how we're communicating, relaying information this month. This is like light communication, but I just feel like there is something about socializing or engagements, which you have the community card as well. So there is something about parties, engagements, getting together with people. I do feel like this could potentially cause some financial issues if you're going out a lot. But I feel like, the Magician and the King of Pentacles came out. So I feel like you have what you need to kind of get through this or make sure that this doesn't impact you financially too much. But there is a reference to a king and a queen here. So this again could also refer back to a relationship. And I mean, it is the King and Queen of Pentacles, which are the perfect match, but let's see here. What's with the King and Queen? Okay, this could be meeting someone new. Yeah. Okay. This is kind of shifting the reading. So this refers to like, to me, someone new coming in, like coming out of the blue. You didn't expect this. Definitely through friendships or out and about when you were socializing or engaging. This could be like a New Year's Eve party that you went to and met someone. But definitely they came in really strongly here. There's a lot of passion here. Like this is like instant attraction. And you just start by communication here, texting. But I'm seeing this thing kind of activates your fourth chakra and really opens your emotional body up and your passions. What is this financial constraints about? Yeah, being too traditional. Okay. So some guidance here for you Tauruses is being too traditional in your mindset or your approach when it comes to money or finances. So this could be something around like your thoughts around dating, like you feel like they should, you know, pay half all the time. Something around that to me is saying be careful here because this is too, you're stuck in an old mindset that's kind of causing relationship blocks for you, and you need to find new ideas. So you have the Page of Wands, which is about coming up with new ideas, trying new things. So this relationship has a lot of great potential here. I just feel like there's some old beliefs or behavior patterns that you just need to be aware of and make sure that you're changing and shifting out of those, because those have kind of bit you in the rear in the past and could sabotage. All right, Taurus? All right. All right, Geminis. Let's see what's going on for you in January. Healer of the Ages. Door to personal healing and happiness. So you have 2 healing cards. An Angel of Strength. And I'm going to pull 1 Angel Answer card. Reconsider. Okay. So there is some healing this month. That is a focus for you. Healing. So I feel like you're going to potentially come across somebody, some sort of healing modality, or someone that's going to have some information for you that I think is going to be really helpful, and you should take that guidance. I think there should be a focus here on doing things that are good for your body, good for your mind and your soul. Changing up your, just like your lifestyle or your routines, but this to me is a lot of internal healing. So really shifting your focus out of the external world and more internal. And that's, we're already seeing this kicking off in January, and this is what 2026 is about. It's getting out of being externally focused and going more in the heart space and working on, not just working, but focusing on doing things that make you happy, focusing on things that you're passionate about and that bring you joy, and also bring you connection. Good, solid, fulfilling connections. And that's exactly what's coming up. Door to personal healing and happiness. So as you do some healing, you're going to be able to open up. And this has been coming up. You know, I started with Capricorn, but there's been a lot of messages and like visions of like cards where it's like a door is opening. And I feel like where something was closed, it's reopening again. Like this could be a new opportunity too, because reconsider. So this could be something that you decided or thought was like not going to happen or was ended or something. And I feel like you're rethinking this. And I feel like it's going to ask you to have maybe some courage and strength to really take accountability, but also potentially go back to someone and say, oh, I was wrong. And then you have the Page of Cups fly out first. So that's about love. So this could be around a relationship, but this could be an apology. Maybe someone comes back around and tries to apologize and you're reconsidering. But yeah, there's definitely someone offering love, messages of love. Yeah, this situation I feel like was, you know, it really could have ended. Or you've separated here, but I feel like this situation has been one where it's just like you both kind of felt like you gave up on it, like it was too hard, it was always too much work, something like that. Two of Wands, there's making a new decision, the Hierophant. So you could be reconsidering a commitment here. I mean, that's what's coming up. The Hierophant is a commitment. Maybe someone wants a deeper commitment here, and, you know, maybe you wanted the deeper commitment and this person was kind of like, maybe they were a little bit commitment phobic, but now it's like there is contemplation here. And it's hitting to a point where we need to expand, we need to grow. And we're either going to grow together and stronger and into a deeper commitment, or, you know, it's time to walk away. And then the Queen of Swords. So you're going to get your clarity this month. So if it's you, you know, reconsidering, or it's somebody else, there's going to be clarity and you're going to know what direction you're going to go in for good. But I do feel like in this whole month, in the middle of all this, is definitely some healing, some really focus on what is it that I really want. And sometimes it's going to take a lot of courage to face maybe some things that we've never faced before. But what is it we're healing here? Yeah, something ended. Yeah, definitely. Something did for sure end. And I feel like it has caused a lot of deep, potentially emotional heartache, feeling really hurt by a situation. But the opportunity this month is for an ending and a new beginning. So either way, you're going in a new direction in your life. You're starting a new path. You're opening up a new world. And I think this is all about deciding, like, what is this path moving forward? And what do I want to do? Who do I want to spend it with? So good stuff. Pretty deep month for Geminis. Okay, Cancers. Man holding a coin. The thinking woman. Two people here. Rest and rejuvenation. So I feel like you're going to have some people that are going to come through this month that are going to have some positive impacts to your life. There's definitely a female that's coming out. And the thinking woman is somebody they have information or guidance or intellect that is really going to help you in some way. This could be like a therapist. It could be anything. It could be a video you come across, a book you're reading. But someone has some information that's really going to be helpful, that's going to help you gain some perspective or help you, you know, just whether it's information about, like, you know, that helps you make a decision in your life, or, hey, I didn't know that and I'm going to try that. And then you have the man holding the coin. So you have someone who's providing more intangible, you know, support for you, which is the thinking woman. And then you have a man who's providing more tangible support. So this could be someone who comes through and somehow helps you or supports you in some sort of physical way. It could be via money, right? Holding a coin. It could be referencing a boss or someone who's offering some sort of promotion or some opportunity for you that's really going to help you in your job. Someone could be offering to help pay for something. So definitely a lot of people coming in, and then rest and rejuvenation here for you. So maybe if you feel like you've been carrying too much on your plate for some time or taking on too many responsibilities for people, I feel like this is a month where there's going to be people offering to help and giving you some ability and time to rest and take care of yourself. there's definitely, January is saying, Cancers, take this time to kind of rest, do some connection, you know, whether it's meditation, taking more time to just like not do too much, but definitely that seems to be what's coming up for you. And then your angel answer card is a year from now. So whatever is starting to, I think something is going to start to kind of come into fruition this month, or maybe it's something that you're planning, or again, something's coming where there's opportunities to kind of work towards something. Definitely I feel like that is a positive, and that you're gonna, by the end of the year, maybe start something new, or you know, something's definitely gonna be something by the end of the year is gonna be really something new that's tangible in your life. All right, so we have the Hanged Man, the Fool. Yeah, definitely a new path here starting. Two of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this Two of Wands has been coming up a lot. So there's a lot of new decisions that people are making this month when it comes to what am I doing this year. People are really in this space of wanting to start new paths, do new things, expand, make decisions. And you are a part of this group as well. You have the Fool. So there is something new starting for you. You are starting the Fool's path in some aspect of your life. And I feel like this is fated. This is something that you are destined to do. And this is about really following your North Star here. Like, so following your passion, following your dreams, following your joy, whatever that is. I feel like you've been a little hung up on this for maybe a while, and maybe this is what's shifting, right? Because you've been the Hanged Man, and you've been a little stuck or in a situation that you've kind of stayed in for a while, but now you've decided, okay, I'm done kind of staying the same or staying stagnant, and I'm doing something new here. And you're gaining some new perspective at the same time, which I think is really going to be obviously a good thing for you. All right, Cancers. So some big stuff this month. The Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. Those are big energies. Those are real life-changing shifts happening. All right, Leos. Let's see for you guys, January. So you got the Yin and Yang, Storm Warning, and Strategy. And I'll pull one angel answer card for you guys. Ask your angels. Okay, so I think there is some sort of situation that you're trying to avoid with the storm warning. Again, it's a warning, right? So it doesn't mean that it's happening. I feel like there's potential, but I think it's more your perspective. But I think you need to ask for some help and support for something that I think you're perceiving that something in January isn't going to be good, or that you're worried about it, or just don't feel great about it. But I feel like you're going to come up with some great strategy to work and to avoid the storm warning, or to avoid the storm. And part of this is like the balancing, right? Yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. I feel like you're just going to get divine support, and just staying in some sort of, there's something too about being neutral and doing what's best for you to kind of maintain your balance and your peace here, I think is going to be the most important thing. Oh, I got cards flying here. Queen of Cups, Temperance, King of Wands, Ten of Wands, and we got the Emperor. And oh my gosh, oh my gosh, the Emperor Empress right at the end. So there we are, divine feminine masculine. So this is interesting because this could be a couple or a relationship potential here. And it's like, maybe you don't realize it right away, but you guys are divine counterparts here. Like, you really are this divine Emperor Empress connection here. That's like the most divine kind of match. There is some sort of like completion of a cycle that happens in January, which then kind of is almost like a energetic trigger or portal. So this 10 is a completion, and I feel like both of you have kind of been on a similar path, and you're both ending some sort of, again, the 10 of Wands. The 10s is about a completion. There's something that you're closing up in your life that triggers the two of you to come together. So this is going to be for people who are single, obviously, or looking for a relationship. But this is an elevation, like a huge transformation. This could also refer to a relationship that you both are doing the work, and this month you completely transform and kind of decide to come together in a new way. I do feel like the Temperance here. So there is divine beings that are trying to help the two of you navigate this and bring you two together or back together. So this is a real balancing out of your masculine and feminine sides. And I feel like you both are really finally having this realization, or this like really coming back to yourself and really coming into your feminine and masculine energies. But you know, ask your angels here. So the Temperance as well. So there's something about, there's alchemy happening on the higher dimensional plane that's working to bring the two of you together here. What's the storm warning about? Yeah, it's like something that you're worried is going to happen, but it's, I think, again, this is all in your head. So this is kind of like a nightmare that you're worried is going to happen, but it's, I think, again, it's not. It's, you know, nightmares aren't real. Page of Cups here. I feel like this is, the storm warning is more internal, happening from an emotional standpoint. But there's like messages of love coming in here. What's the strategy? Hanged Man, seeing a different perspective. There's something about enlightenment. Someone's getting enlightened this month about like their life, around their home, their, you know, commitment, relationships, all those things. And there's something they're trying to strategize to kind of make it work or figure this out. But it's going to take people looking at completely different perspectives here. What's the what's with the Emperor and Empress? King of Pentacles, Two of, yeah, this is a major ending and new beginning this month for you. Things are finally coming together, Leos. And it's going to be tangible. So it could be someone finally offering something tangible where they couldn't before. Yeah, something's definitely ending, but I think what's ending is good because something had to end for this to come together. All right, Leos? All right. Okay, Virgos. Oops, sorry if the camera's shaking. Virgos for January. The Thinking Man. Deceit, Journey. And then I'll pull one angel answer card. Yes. Okay. And I'm getting, right away, I felt like the yes is for this journey. So if you're contemplating like a trip or going somewhere, moving, I think it's a big yes. So this is going to come up in January. The deceit and thinking man. So right away, I heard manipulation. So I don't think this is like scary or anything, but I do feel like be careful. If someone's offering you something that seems too good to be true, I think it is. Okay. This is like this contemplation here. Like he's holding this crystal and he's like, oh, this looks amazing. This looks beautiful. But I do feel like if someone's trying to sell you something or offer you something, I do feel a little bit like there's a little bit of like, this isn't what it appears, or that there's a little bit of manipulation happening, or someone's trying to get you to do something. Someone's trying to definitely get you to do something. But the thinking man, I'm just seeing if I have the book. I'm just going to I just wanted to read a little bit from this about the thinking man. So this man is thoughtful and reflective, representing the potential presence of a teacher in your life or someone about to arrive soon. So this person may be there to educate you in the finer details of your chosen direction, or that may be there to assist you in some way, spiritually, mentally, or emotionally. This card is telling you to pay attention. Yes, so pay attention, because I feel like I don't feel like it's like huge betrayal or deceit. I just feel like someone's trying to manipulate you, and I feel like you need to see through this. And I feel like it's a pattern with this person. It could be someone close to you. But I feel like you're going to make some great strides in your personal or professional growth. That's what this card's also representing. So I would just be on the lookout, because you could have someone coming in that's going to help you in some way, give you some information or guidance. But also it's representing some sort of growth in your life. I just feel like I don't feel like this deceit card is anything you can't overcome. But I think you just need to be very thoughtful about who you're dealing with this month, or if someone's trying to get you to do something for them, I would be careful. But I feel like this journey card is kind of separate. Like I do feel like when it comes to your growth, I feel like there is some potential here or opportunities that are going to pop up for you to maybe move or to travel. And maybe that's what this person is doing. They're trying to talk you out of doing something, but I think that you should do it. Okay. Four of Cups. Ace of Wands. Page of Wands. Definitely coming up with new ideas about something. Six of Cups and the Hierophant. Oh, and I have to take the Tower. The Tower popped up. So this to me is about approaching things in a new way. Getting out of, you could be, that can be very Virgo, is really doing things very traditionally. Seeing things very traditionally, or doing things, you like to do things the way you always done it, or what you've been trained, or how you were guided even from childhood. To me, this sort of pattern really revolves back to your childhood and how you were raised, and you were raised in a very traditional family. It could have been a religious family, but those programs are still really ingrained in you. And I feel like 2026 is coming into a year where this sort of stuff, it's going to get blown up. And look at this. Of course, you got the Tower. So this has to get blown up. Like, you living on this kind of foundational sort of ideas and beliefs really are not going to serve you moving forward, especially in the new energies. So how you need to approach things now is in a completely new, it's almost like this new innocent, like you don't even know, right? We need to come in a place of realizing that what's going to serve us more is not thinking we know everything, but that we actually don't know anything, and we're approaching everything with a new perspective, new way of seeing things, and open to changing how we do things and think of things. And that's the Ace and Page of Wands. So this is like definitely some new passionate energy coming out for you around certain things in your life. I feel like you're also getting a lot of creative hits and new ideas about things in your life, new things you want to try, new places you want to go. And this is going to get you out of, I feel like the Four of Cups is kind of more about the energy you've been stuck in. And this is what's going to get you out of this. Maybe you've been through really focusing too much on like disappointments in your life or things that you've lost or that you don't have. And we're shifting out of that to more focus on, not just focus on the things you have, but using your passion to navigate you forward. And now you're going to focus on more things that, what gives me passion? What lights my fire? What lights my, joy? And that's what you should be focusing on. And that's what's going to move you forward into a new direction. And then the Tower comes in. But the Tower is a good thing because it's when you start changing every day, changing your routines, changing how you do things. Even if it's just little changes, I feel like there's going to be this is going to create big impacts to your life. Queen of Swords, Emperor. So this to me is more about it could be a power struggle, but definitely there's some reaching some sort of climax to this as well, because I did get the Emperor and the Queen of Swords. So someone's speaking their truth finally. Someone's not afraid anymore to speak their truth, and maybe that's you. In the face of, it could be an authority figure, a boss, a spouse, but you're finally speaking something that you've been wanting to get off your chest, or finally saying, no, we're not doing that, or, this is how it's going to happen, or this is what we're going to do. And it's not like you're being stubborn, but especially in the face of the Emperor, the Emperor can be a stubborn figure, and definitely this Emperor has a more, it is a stronger energy over the Queen. So I feel like they tend to make the decisions, or it's my way, or like feeling like they have the power, or they're the man of the house. But I do feel like you're finally kind of standing up to that. Even in the place of, because this with the Hierophant, it's like there's a very traditional power, kind of a power dynamic, but it's in the old way of doing things, where it's like, oh, I'm the man of the house, I'm the man, so I make the decisions. You're the wife, you listen to me, something like that. And it could even be at work, where the boss, there's this hierarchy energy of like, hey, I have a higher title, and you're beneath me, and which doesn't serve anybody. The new energies, we cannot have this sort of hierarchy type energy anymore, or this power dynamic. Anything like that's going to get blown up, which is exactly what's happening. And then let's see, one for the Deceit card here. Yeah, this is about making a decision. And you're resisting. And I think that's the guidance here. So someone's trying to get you to do something for them. I think there's a lot of manipulative patterns with this person. It's not new, I'm feeling, for you. And it's more of, you just have to stand your ground and resist this person. Because and maybe you've gave in before a lot to them, but not this time. And this is going to also help the dynamic. So it's interesting. There is kind of a theme about dynamics, relational dynamics and power dynamics. And you kind of, standing in your power this month, Virgos. All right. All right. Let's move on to Libra. Okay, Libras, let's see. For you guys, for January. Storm warning. Attachment. All tied up. I'm going to pull one more. Yes, door to healing and happiness. And then an angel answer card for you. Yes. Okay, so A big yes, I'm hearing. The path is clear for you. I think if you're wondering if you should do something or go in a new direction, it's a big yes, because I do feel like you've kind of been all tied up. You've kind of attached yourself to someone, something, some idea that has kind of been kind of self-bondage. Like you've kind of been stuck. But there's something about like in this card, there's the mask. So there is this thing about like, what mask have you been wearing or someone else has been wearing? And it's like really starting to examine, like, why did I create this mask? Like, why do I feel like I need to like create this image for myself? Or maybe there's someone you're dealing with where you're realizing that, you know, they aren't who they really are. But the storm warning is a potential storm, right? It's not a real storm. So I think all of this, like, there's this new, like, awakening. It's almost like you finally just awaken to being asleep for a long time and you're like, whoa, like, what's happening here? And it creates kind of this internal, like almost conflict and like, what's going on and why did I not see this? But this is happening for a reason, because it is clearing the path for you to move in a direction to more healing and happiness moving forward. So let's get some tarot and see what else comes up. We have the Temperance card. I like this, the Sun card. The Emperor. And the Ace of Swords. So you're definitely getting some truth, some clarity in regards to some sort of pattern in your life or seeing the truth to a situation. I do like the Sun card because that is adding a positive spin to all this. So I don't think it's like too hard, too like, I guess like negative or deep here, but I do feel like it really does help elevate you. I kind of feel more, this could be around more of being reflective of yourself, some sort of like looking in the mirror and really elevating yourself and seeing the power you have to shift. And maybe you felt like, maybe you always felt like the external world was doing you wrong, or you felt stuck, but you didn't see that the power you had in getting unstuck. And I feel with these cards that you are. There's been a lot of patience that has been asked of you for a while, and I feel like the divine is really, the Temperance card to me is all about referring to the divine interaction and kind of intervention to help us, to alchemize. I just feel this like elevating up for you and finding your power and like focusing on moving towards things that make you happy. What's the storm warning about? Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups. So there's definitely a decision to walk away from something. This could be leaving behind, even if it's like an idea or a dream you had or something you wanted to do. You're kind of realizing like it's going to go nowhere. But you're definitely leaving something emotional behind with this. But the decision is helping you also. You're deciding to walk away and expand into something new. What's the attachment all tied up? The Lovers. It could be a relationship. And just having the courage. It's really having the courage to face someone. If it is leaving behind a relationship, I do think it finally hits where you just have this realization and quickly decide to walk away from something. All right, Libras. Interesting. All right. Moving on. All right, Scorpios. Let's see what comes out for you guys. sixth chakra, your third eye, Archangel Metatron. Healer of the ages, happy family. Love that. And your angel answer card is peaceful resolution. Okay, so for Scorpios, there's going to be a lot of third eye activations. There is something that you're going to see. It's like seeing something that wasn't there. Like you're gaining a perspective and seeing something in a completely new way. I do feel like for some of you, the healer of the ages to me is like, this is, if you see both these cards, like there's this golden light around the head. So there is some sort of new enlightenment or your frequency expanding, especially when it comes to your information or knowledge coming in. This could be just a real expansion from a frequency perspective, which is also obviously expanding your awareness into new levels. You could also be going out and actually starting some sort of healing work or some sort of, you know, metaphysical work that you're putting out there for people. But then we have the happy family, peaceful resolution. So there is something else to me going on in your life. It could also go back to these cards where it's like you're seeing things in a new way and you're approaching things in a new way now with some information and new guidance, and you're able to approach something and there is some sort of resolution that comes about for you in regards to a situation that I kind of feel like has been heavy or something you worried about. This could be something to do with family or a relationship, but I feel like you're moving into a new phase where things are going to be a lot happier and peaceful when it comes to your relationships in your relationship house. So that's obviously good. I feel like maybe especially last year, things have been a little more tumultuous when it came to relationships or family dynamics. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's more of that activation from a mental standpoint and information coming in. The Moon. You're moving, so we have the Six of Swords. So you're moving into calmer waters now in January. The moon is also, I feel like that's referencing the Cancer full moon, but I feel like that moon is going to be a pivotal shift for you Scorpios, especially with that water energy of Cancer. That is going to impact the water signs the most. But the moon is really shining the light on some deep things, deep dreams, deep feelings here. But I also feel like it's going to help you gain such a new perspective. And you're really now navigating life in such a new, like, you've become so much more aware in the recent past, and especially in January. I think by the end of the month, you're going to be feeling like a whole new person here. But you're moving towards again, the Four of Wands, something that's more stable and happy, especially when it comes to your personal life. You could be moving as well. There could be a move that's going to start to happen where maybe you're starting to move in that direction, because you have the Six of Swords, which is about movement, moving somewhere else, somewhere that's a lot more energetically sound and peaceful and calm for you. But then you have the Four of Wands that can refer to moving or a house. So this is all good stuff. I like this. Using your feels and using your higher mind to navigate moving forward. All right, Scorpios, moving on. Okay, last but not least, Sagittarians. Let's close this out for Sages here. What do we got? We got door to personal healing and happiness. Goddess of the Moon. And fourth chakra. That's your heart chakra, Archangel Raphael. A lot of chakra cards that have been coming out this month for all the signs. So there is a focus on the heart space this month. You could be having a major heart chakra activation, especially with this Goddess of the Moon card, which kind of represents the emotional space and really connecting and utilizing our emotions and our feelings to kind of as alchemy, right? To create, to guide us, to come into harmony from an emotional standpoint. And this is what's going to open up this new door to personal healing and happiness for you. So you could be doing some healing or have some, I'm also hearing like instantaneous healing this month for with the goddess energy here. But the one thing I'm noticing for you guys, you know, I can see the same card over and over and notice different things. But like the dove on here, I feel like there's this message of peace coming for you. There's peace coming. I feel like there's messages coming in as well from higher divine sources, so your guides. And it's kind of giving you some like hope of like things are going to lighten up for you. And then your angel answer card is a year from now. So something is definitely unfolding. It's going to kick off in January, and by the end of the year, it's going to be fully kind of realized, or you're going to be in this new place. But definitely it's something you're going to be working towards that will happen by the end of the year. Let's get some tarot. So Two of Swords. I feel like right now you're not seeing the path yet, or not seeing how this is going to unfold. You also have the Crows, which are messengers of information as well. They're very spiritual. So I do feel like you're getting a lot of guidance intuitively in messages. Three of Wands. There's a lot of like standstill waiting energy here with these two cards. You have the King of Swords. But some clarity comes in, or information comes in. Nine of Swords. So the same kind of crows. And I feel like you're not fully listening to the messages coming in, because you're kind of stuck in your head. And there's a lot of worry, anxiety, or fear about something. But I feel like the guidance is coming through to help you realize, to kind of tell you like what you're worrying about, you know, either isn't going to happen, or you don't know how to navigate something and you feel kind of out of control, but you're getting the information you need. And you've kind of been waiting. You've kind of been in this waiting mode in regards to something. It could be in regards to, for some of you, a relationship, the King of Swords. You could have just been waiting and out, but this relationship does give you a lot of anxiety, which to me is a sign of, it's really the density of the situation isn't good. So that's not a good sign. But this person is obviously, if this is referring to a relationship and a person you're with, I do feel like they're kind of cold. Maybe they're not great communicators, or when they communicate, they're very kind of almost too, because the King and Queen of Swords, they communicate very sharply, and they're kind of no nonsense. They're very black and white. This person could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius as well. I just feel like you're feeling it inside of you. You're feeling the dissonance, and your higher self is telling you like this isn't the right person for you, but it's like you're just kind of not listening. But I feel like there's something really opening up for you, and I feel like it needs you to finally kind of make some moves away from this, because something good wants to come in for you. What are you worried about here? Yeah, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of fogginess still. And if it's not around a relationship, I do feel like the King of Swords is you. And by the end of the month, whatever fogginess or confusion you've been in around life or a situation or just in general, I feel like you're going to really start seeing things in a new way. And you're going to start to see more of the future And I feel like that's been a big trend for a lot of people, especially as we've ended 2025. Last year was a very confusing year. There was a lot of fogginess and uncertainty in collectively, but also in our personal lives. I think we really have felt the calling to make some big changes in our lives, and we're not really seeing the path yet, but the path is going to open up for you by the end of the month. So I do like this. Yeah, the Hermit. There's going to be a lot of new enlightenment. And if you felt like you've kind of been in this period of like solitude or feeling alone or not a lot of connections, I feel like you're finally coming out of that Hermit energy. Yeah, maybe this is in regards to love and wanting love. But I think you're finally making a decision to move in a direction where before you've kind of been a little stalemate, stuck. But now you're moving into better, like you're moving into calmer waters. Things are going to get easier. You have a lot of these crows, even in this card. So there is a significance here. So I think crows are a symbol for you this month. I would even look up the meaning of crows because I think this is kind of synchronistic for you. I feel like you're going to see crows, but I feel like the ultimate message of crows is you are getting information and guidance from the divine, and it's just really tuning in and being quiet, right? The Hermit, to really listen and see what they're telling you, because I feel like it's really important, and they're going to help. The crows the information coming in is going to help you move forward and give you what you need. So as you're listening or get those kind of hits, follow the guidance or follow the pull to do something or go somewhere or whatever, however it comes up for you. Okay, good stuff, Sages. That you were the first ones that had the kind of symbol with the birds, but birds have literally been coming up for me everywhere. So I feel like the bird symbol is huge right now. I obviously know for myself because I've been communicating with some avian beings, which I never have before. So the avians have really been coming in strong. And birds represent, avians are actually, bird-human hybrid beings. But I think they're really representing that there's a lot of information, new information coming in to humans from the higher dimensions. And it's time for us to really listen and to receive and to follow. So that's really interesting for you guys. All right, Sages. Well, hopefully that helps you out. All right, so I closed out all the readings. So thanks for holding in there if you watched all of them. But otherwise, I think this was a good way of just making sure that I get January readings out for you guys. So I'm not kind of delaying them into January too far, but I thought that was kind of fun. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you're feeling right now. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Some little tidbit I just heard from another channel. Obviously YouTube and their algorithms, they've been putting a lot more rules in place that haven't been helpful to us content creators and our channels from really being watched or expanding. So something another channeler told me was something that can really help is you have to actually, when you comment, you actually have to have, I think it's like at least 7 words in your comment for somehow it helps. I don't know if it doesn't register if it's before 7, if there's less than 7 words, but she just said to tell people that try to comment with more than 7 words. I know it's ridiculous, and the rules that whoever these higher ups that make these rules are kind of ridiculous. Obviously, they implement this to make it harder, so they're not paying everyone as much as they used to. They're trying to, rein in the comp, like getting monetized and how much you make. But obviously, us content creators are out here doing what we're passionate about. So thank you for supporting me as always. I'm going on here my second year, or I'm closing out my second year of doing this channel. And, you know, it's been a ride. I love doing it. I'm obviously still doing my full-time job. So it's kind of like, well, it is doing two jobs. If you know, you know, making content isn't easy, and it definitely takes time. It's not as fast or easy as I think people think it is, but I don't know. Just sending my love and thanks out to all of you. And yeah, and here's to 2026 and making sure that it is the best year yet. So thanks all. See you in the next reading.